Super Mario Galaxy is the first video game I ever played, and I think I can attribute a lot of my love for gaming to its relentless approach to gameplay-driven design. Just the foundational concept of the game, small planets with localized gravity, is endlessly fun to toy around with. But the weird thing is that even though this concept would have worked well within the established open sandbox type of levels from 64 and Sunshine, Galaxy's level design is far more linear. While this does reduce your freedom to explore and experiment, it allows the levels to be much more intentional and curated, letting you experience the flow of new ideas at a much faster pace, which is fitting for Galaxy's torrential, cascading flow of inventive features and mechanics, like the web flingers, flip switches, spinny vines, pool stars, ice skating, bubble blower, rolling ball, Boo Mario, Bee Mario, Spring Mario? I mean, come on, how do they not put Spring Mario in every Mario game going forward? Platforming through these levels is so satisfying, not because it's hard. Galaxy is actually one of the easiest Mario games out there, but because of how intuitive it is to string one mechanic into the next, and because of the context in which the platforming is taking place. You're not just climbing a tower, you're unscrewing the arms from a giant toy Bowser. You're not just walking on a bridge, you're slamming wood into giant apples to push a giant worm out that eats through the next apple. What's so impressive about Galaxy is how for a game so focused on gameplay and design, it manages to be even stronger in its presentation. Right from the start, the Star Festival, with the hopeful orchestra urging you forward and starbits raining down on a flowery pathway with festival banners hanging overhead, before Bowser shows up raining down meteors and lifting the entire palace into space. This intro is so powerful and full of personality, and is also where I learned that Bowser can shoot lightning from his hands. But following this strong opening, it then pulls back to a more serene, peaceful note. Just you, someone special, and the vastness of space. Just like how the opening garden in Mario 64 was designed to let players experiment with moving in a 3D space, the peace and quiet of this little intro planet is so effective at encouraging players to take the much needed time in learning how to control Mario in a system where the direction of gravity is constantly changing, and sets the stage for how the game will continue to use atmosphere to set the tone for gameplay. Battle Rock's first star is an auto-scroller where you have to stay on a moving platform evading the attacks of a military base, so naturally the theme is a march, whereas Gusty Garden Galaxy plays a flowing, smooth melody as you hang from a flower gliding on the wind. Galaxy is deeply committed to its atmosphere, but sometimes that commitment is to the point of a fault. There are galaxies that feel like they were designed only with the presentation in mind, and the gameplay was an afterthought, like the Big Mouth Galaxy. From a presentation standpoint, incredible. You land in the mouth of a giant fish skeleton, delve inside to find the eels and jellyfish living within, and jump through an air pocket to find a golden shell, the key to an ancient treasure chest. But from a gameplay standpoint, you literally just swim to find a golden shell and swim back. Then there's Galaxy 2, which, compared to most games, is overflowing with atmosphere, but compared to Galaxy 1, feels a little weak. Where in Galaxy 1, every star is artistic excellence, but a few feel a bit sparse on the gameplay end, Galaxy 2 is the opposite, with stars like Melty Monster's Rolling Lane, which is incredibly well designed and fun, but also doesn't feel very melty, and I don't think I saw any monsters. Similarly, the storybook sections in Galaxy 1 tell a simple but heartfelt story with genuinely emotional moments, whereas Galaxy 2's storybook feels uninspired and like distinctly less effort went into it, which you can see in the fact that Rosalina's storybook is read in a cozy library next to the fireplace surrounded by Lumas, and Lubba's is kinda just sitting there. This is because unlike the first game, Galaxy 2 is clearly devoted above all else to its gameplay and level design. From the second level, they already hit you with Yoshi, who later gets his own set of power-ups. Then Fluzzard, who outclasses all the motion control levels from the first game. You got a time slow mechanic, the spin drill, and the Cloud Mario suit. You got beat blocks and flipping panels, slides from 64 and the spinning blocks from Sunshine, and best of all, the chimp. After claiming to be the best gamer in the galaxy, the chimp challenges you to beat his high score in a minigame, and I think this is the perfect example of what Galaxy 2 is all about. There is no context for these games, they don't fit into the larger atmosphere at all. They're just minigames for the sake of minigames, and it works because they're fun as hell. Don't get it twisted though, just because presentation isn't this game's first priority doesn't mean they can't deliver on that end, and they deliver in the Haunty Halls Galaxy, with menacing horns that fill you with dread as you rush across platforms appearing from the void and disappearing just as fast. Cosmic Cove, on the other hand, is far more relaxing. The gentle harp assures you that this is the kind of level you want to slow down and take your time on. You swim through a majestic underwater tunnel to appear on the other side in an ecosystem teeming with coral, fish, penguins, snoodles, and skeeters before freezing the planet over so you can jump up the now frozen waterfalls. I find it kind of poetic that Galaxy 1's finale is a gauntlet of great platforming that combines all the best mechanics from the game into one big combo meal, but Galaxy 2's finale feels much more like an actual castle that Bowser would build at the center of the universe, because it shows that even though each game has its own strengths, they're both capable of doing anything to perfection. Are they perfect games? Hell no, but they're about as close to being perfect as any game I've ever played, and they end exactly how they started. You, a special someone, and the vastness of space. And you can't spell space without S. Tier.